When you're born in a big family, you just can't think about yourself. You always have to consider other people. Like, it is just a part of who you are. That is just the world that you know. You always have to think about other people in whatever decisions that you make. I remember when, like, I was a teenager and I used to do my hair, and I had to consider the type of hair I was doing, because it would be like my mom or my family would be judged according to the hair that I would have done. Those days, pink hair and colored hair was not a thing. Like, church people would get on your head for having like any type of color in your hair. And I remember I would want to do like very long hair, but ooh, I would have to consider how that would affect my family, or how people would perceive my parents in that way. Also, you realize that even the very small decisions, you have to consider about everyone around you, because everything you do, the space you are in, everything that you touch, like, people are always there, so everything you do affects everyone. The people you date, like the people you bring into the family, like everything you are doing affects everyone else. Oh god, I just remember the time our sister gave away our TV. Anyway, back to my point. You learn how to be selfless. You learn how to consider every other person, which this point may actually also be a disadvantage, because I remember when I was moving out of home, this was really it was very difficult for me to make the simplest decisions. I could not just buy curtains, because if I was living at home, I had to consider which type of curtains I was going to buy. Everyone, like, this person doesn't like blue, this person doesn't like pink. Like, I was very confused as to which curtains I was supposed to buy, because for the very first time, I was the only person. because for the very first because for the very first time in my life, I was the only person I had to consider in making decisions. All the decisions I was making were only going to affect me, at least as regards to buying household stuff and saucepans, etc. Like, even those small decisions are really hard for you to make if you grow up in a big family. You do not know how this affects you until you leave your home. That is when you will know how considerate growing up in a big family makes you. You will not be able to realize it when you are still in the home, but when you leave, you will understand. And actually, when you're around friends who grew up like in smaller families, you realize they do things the way they want. Like, they do not consider how it affects the people around them that much, because they never had to. But from the time you were born around people, and you had to consider people in every decision you made. You had to consider people in even how you performed, in how you behaved at school, because most chances you were in the same school with your siblings. So yes, see ya.